Reading with your kids.
Hola, ni hao, konnichiwa, assalamu alaikum, shalom, mahaba, ciao, bonjour, namaste, jumbo. Bienvenidos. Hey, my name is Jedley, and this is Reading with Your Kids, coming to you with love from the historic neighborhood of Reedville, tucked into the southwest corner of beautiful Boston, Massachusetts. Our mission here at Reading with Your Kids, it's all about connection. Connecting kids with books, families with each other, and communities through the power of story. Every episode, we're joined by incredible authors and creators whose work lights up kids' lives. You can support this mission by spreading the word. Share the show with your friends. Give us a shout out at school and let folks know that they can hear us on the WREB AM FM 24/7 radio network. And they can find us on the iHeartRadio app, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Good Pods, Amazon Music, CastBox, Audible, Player FM. Wherever you find your favorite shows, you can find Reading with Your Kids. We have so many great guests for you today. First up, the creators of Animals Are Great. Latifah, Kimberly Reeves, Mark Larson, and Lisa Hart. Later in the show, Ren Stylian will be here to celebrate Papaya Man Robot Blitz. Choose your own adventure, created by a young guy, 9 years old, in 5th grade. And to top off our show, we're going to take a listen back to our conversation with Jed Bernard, Hollywood star, about his Jeddies Teddy debut picture book. We are going to have a fantastic time here today. We are going to be meeting the creators of Animals Are Great. First up, Latifah, Kimberly Reeves. Hey, Latifah, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I have a feeling that Latifah is the star of the show here because she's wearing a big star on her shirt.
Oh, you know what? So I didn't even plan it, but okay.
It's true.
Also joining us on her right is Lisa Hart. Hey, Lisa, how are you?
I'm great.
And last but not least, Mark Larson. Hey, Mark, how are you?
Hi.
So, Latifah, why don't I start with you? Animals Are Great. You were telling me it started as a children's musical album.
Yes, it did. I have taught children's music for a long time, preschool music for a long time, and I wanted to make an album. And in the album, I wanted to make music that was not annoying. So, because I work in doing music circle and we're always playing the same songs over and over. And so I really wanted to have an album that was good for the adult ear, but also good for the child's ear. So that's where Mark Larson comes in. And so we co-wrote an album together, and our first song being Animals Are Great.
Excellent. Well,
Yeah.
I have to tell you, I appreciate that you both had a goal of creating music that not only resonated with kids, but didn't drive parents crazy.
Yeah.
Let me tell you a quick story. My son is 31 years old right now. He's a great guy. When he was 6 months old, I do educational magic shows at schools around the country. So I went out on tour with my beautiful wife and my newborn son. All he would allow us to listen to was Barney.
Oh,
Yes.
Boston to Pittsburgh with nothing but Barney going on. I mean, my brains were leaking out of my ears.
Right.
Mark, what's the secret to creating kids' music that isn't kids' music, that's music?
it's a really good question. I think I don't have how do I want to say this? I'm an adult playing children's music, so I approach it that way.
Okay.
And so I start with the adult aspect of it and then bring it down to that level. Not that that's, negative.
Right.
So that's kind of how I look at it.
Uh-huh.
But I like to keep it fun,
Playful, right?
Playful and fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things that I noticed in my, years of performing in front of kids, I'm doing magic. I need some background music. I want to be respectful of intellectual property rights. So I created my own music, and
Wow.
things that resonated with kids were the same things that were resonated with people listening to pop music. It's the beat, it's the rhythm, the melody, something to get as Satchel Paige used to say, get the juices jangling. And I don't
There's a
know.
lot of simplicity in it too. It's like and I think Mark is brilliant at that when it comes to writing music, that just putting this kind of simple, like animals are great, just simple verbiage or simple, words that, but really get you to the point. And it's about the hook, the hook, the hook, the hook in the chorus.
Yeah. Can you give me an example of the hook without violating copyright or anything?
You mean singing it or?
Yeah, well, we want to hear the rhythm of the hook. So.
Okay, so so animals are great. So our first verse is, I'm a wolf, howling at the moon. I'm a wolf, woo. So it's just simple little phrases like that.
Awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
Lisa, you turn this music into a rhyming picture book. How was that? How did you enjoy that challenge?
Well, actually, I did not do that. So let me explain the book to you.
Please do.
The book is actually lyrics to that song.
Okay.
And when you open the book up, there's a QR code right here that the parent or child, if they know how to do it, can click on, and it will send you to our YouTube channel. And there's a video of Miss Latifah singing with these beautiful animals, and they can look at the book and sing along to the song that is actually the words of this book.
Yeah.
So that I'm not responsible for.
Oh, but she's responsible for so much. So
Absolutely.
she's like, why don't you put it in a video? Why don't you?
So just to let you know a little bit about us, Mark and I are partners, and we have a band. Miss Latifah also we all have a rock band, two different ones.
Two separate ones.
And Latifah approached us, Mark, to do the record, and I was here. So I was listening to all the songs being created, and it was like, wow, these are amazing songs. And in the process of that, realized, oh, this would be great on YouTube. This would be great. And then I also created this little guy right here, our earworm. So I had such severe earworm that I was dreaming in the songs. And that's when this little guy came to us, and he's our little mascot. And in the video, he brings the song in to be played. And believe me, we already know from people that they're getting the earworm too from the song.
You know what an earworm is?
I certainly do. And it was purple, and it drove me crazy.
Right.
And that's really our goal, is to give everybody an earworm.
But a fun one, not one.
Exactly. Yeah, Lisa, you made a reference to something a lot of people probably don't know what you're talking about when you said the record.
The record. Well, okay.
No,
yes.
no, I'm just.
Oh, you mean
Well,
literally
that's
a
a good
record?
point.
True.
They're coming back around,
They
though.
are coming
Records
back.
are coming back around.
I'll
So
think of it as recordings, a record of the songs.
So what was it like, Latifah, to go from being in a rock band and to thinking of, hey, why don't I do some kid songs?
Well, you know what? I had the message, kind of my internal message, for years. And because I have been my day job was to teach preschool music and voice lessons. And so with my kids, I would make up songs and make up rhymes. And I'm like, you should probably put this in an album. You should probably, I loved to be silly with them. And I was pretty good at just kind of making things up on the fly, you know, kind of ad-libbing. And so, but my nighttime, Mama said, my band, you know, that's kind of like my adult passion, like, you know, rock band, love it, love it, love it. But I always wanted to do a children's album. It just, the message really came in for me about, I guess it's been a year. Mm-hmm. And when it came in, it was like, you must do an album now. And so when I said, okay, I'm going to do a children's album, literally, I think I might have called the two of them the next day, and they were like, yes, you know, all the doors opened for us very quickly. And we all came to the table and we started to create the songs, then create the book. And then we're like, the videos, it's been the most magical musical ride, because it's just opened in such a spirited way.
That's fantastic.
Each step of the way.
Mark, what kind of music are you typically playing in your band?
Oh boy. I play in several bands. Our band is all original rock, which covers kind of a wide range of genres.
Fusion.
It's a fusion of things, yeah. But I also play a lot of swing and jazz, blues, and things like that, and vintage rock and roll.
Uh-huh. Did you hesitate at all going from, you know, playing all this great music for adults to thinking, oh, now do I really want to make music for kids?
It's funny you ask that, because when Latifah approached me about this, I already had the rhythm tracks to this song in the can. So I just gave her a copy of it. She took it home, came back the next day, and had lyrics for it. So it was amazing. The song was pretty much done in a day. You know,
the first song we did was "Animals Are Great," and he had this track, and he gave it to me. And I kid you not, I put it on, and it started to play, and I was like, "Oh, I'm a wolf! I'm a wolf!" howling at, you know, like it literally wrote itself, like it was waiting to be written.
Awesome. I'm wondering, Lisa, so you have the books, you have the YouTube channel, you have the album. Are we going to go on tour? Are we going to take this out and play live?
So, so one of the reasons that I'm a part of this, she approached both of us to do songwriting, and I really felt that Latifah needed her own voice to come through. We kind of have the same job in some ways, and I wanted her to have that experience with Mark. And so I was kind of stepped back, but because I was in this force field of amazing creation, I had ideas that were coming up, and one of them was that this should be a show. And so some of the work we've done already is that we want to put a YouTube show, a kid show on.
Oh.
Of course, that could be live, and there will be characters and puppets, and you know, that is part of it. And we do already have another book coming out. We still have to create the video that will go with it, and we have a plush toy of our little earworm. And so I think I'm kind of I don't know how I would put I mean, we're creating more songs, the three of us together for the show. And so, because I'm also a singer and a songwriter, I'm contributing, the three of us are contributing to the songs that will be in that show, sung by characters, and we'll all play roles, as well as Miss Latifah will be the star of the show and be working with and interacting with children.
I think that we could go into schools and take our books and give a a 20-minute show. We're working on that too. As we're doing our YouTube channel, we're working on a live show. So that would be easy for us to go into a school and, you know, sing, not only bring the books, but to sing to them many of our books, because we have many books in the works. But yeah, so we have about 10 songs from the album, but then more songs the three of us have written together.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're creating an empire.
We are. That's exactly the word we use.
Nailed it. You nailed it.
My kids will call me up and they'll go, "Mom, like because we have been working so hard, and I'll say, I can't talk right now because we're building an empire.
Yes.
Literally say that.
Yes. And I want to say in our next book, which is going to be, which is called I Love That Train, has a map of an actual world that we created called Precious Nation. And it's something that Latifah says with her kids. She just has all these cute sayings. And I thought it would make a perfect little world to put all these stories in, and music. And I Love That Train. It goes through that whole world. And so it's exciting that we will be able to create more books. There's another one going to follow after that. So right now we have 3 books that we're actually working on. The songs are already created by these magnificent people, and then shows to come with all 3 of us people. So it's a lot to like explain and contain, but we're riding the shooting star as best we possibly can. And she's got the
Yeah. Latifah, music is so amazing. I'm always marveled at it. When my mom suffered from Parkinson's and severe dementia, and she wouldn't remember any of us. But if you started playing a song that she heard when she was a kid, she would jump up. She would know those lyrics. We've had a couple of guests on, recording artists who've turned their books into their songs into books. One in particular, Jason Gray, a real leader in Christian music, has an incredible stutter and has difficulty speaking without stuttering. When he sings, there is no stutter at all. Any idea what that, as somebody who's been teaching music to kids for so long, any idea how that music affects the brain, and is there evidence that getting kids involved with music at an early age helps in other areas of their life?
Well, I think that music really, really calls to the heart and to the spirit, and I think that you can hear music from different times of your life, and really, it brings that memory to the forefront. And music, I know for all 3 of us, music is a very deep and spiritual thing for us. It's an expression of love, of unity, of empowerment, and really being a rebel too, because we're no spring chickens here, but we're, it's like being a rebel, it's about following your passion and saying yes to your passion.
Well, we should tell everybody where they can go to find out more about Animals Are Great, the YouTube channel, the books. I imagine there's going to be merch and T-shirts and all that other kind of stuff.
So our website is tikkatikatime.com.
Tikkatikatime.com.
That's TIKA, tikkatikatime.com. And the book is on Amazon. It's you can buy it there, and probably also on our website.
Great. We've had a great time speaking to the creators of the driving force behind Tikka Tikka Time. Our guests have been Latifah, Kimberly Reeves, Mark Larson, and Lisa Hart. My friends, thanks for being on Reading with Your Kids.
Thank you so much for having me. Have a great, blessed day.
Before we invite our guests into the studio, I would love to invite you to visit a very special website. It's clownswithoutborders.org. Clownswithoutborders.org. This is a group that I absolutely adore. I am part of Clowns Without Borders, and I had the honor of being part of the 2023 tour of El Salvador. I had so much fun joining with artists from all over the world to bring a smile to people who really needed it and really appreciated it too. And we would love for you to join us as a monthly Joy Maker. The Joy Makers, they're a family of people just like you who love to laugh and make other people feel good. So please take a moment and visit clownswithoutborders.org and consider joining me as a Joy Maker. Join us right now somewhere near the big city of Chicago. Our guest is here today to celebrate his middle grade choose your own adventure novel. It's called Papaya Man Robot Blitz. Please welcome to the show, Ren Stylian. Ren, how are you?
I'm really, really good. And should I introduce myself?
Sure, go right ahead, my friend.
Okay, first of all, thank you very, very, very much for allowing me on your podcast. It's such an honor. I am Ren Stylian, and I am from the Chicago area, about to go into 5th grade. I'm an author, drummer, video gamer, coder, and singer. My favorite things to do are to play drums and video games, eat candy, and pet dogs. Dogs are awesome.
I agree. Dogs are awesome. What kind of dog do you guys have?
We have a Chihuahua.
Ren, you can't tell anybody this, okay?
Okay.
Just between me and you. I almost lost my life to a pack of feral Chihuahuas down in Puerto Rico.
Wow.
I was running, taking a nice jog. It was a beautiful day. There was a construction site. I went out onto the road a little bit, and then from out of nowhere, this pack of 10 or 15 Chihuahuas, vicious, came running out, started nipping at my heels, and I ran into traffic and almost got squished by a truck.
Wow, psycho. Amazing. At least you survived.
I did survive, and I'm really glad I survived so I could talk to you about your choose your own adventure. I have to tell you, you mentioned that you're in 5th grade. You're 9 years old. You published this book when you were 8 years old.
Yes.
Dude, I know a lot of 8-year-olds who can't read a choose your own adventure book. They don't have the patience or the concentration. How did you get this done at such a young age?
Okay, so it's actually kind of a long story, but I'll make it as short as I can. So it was simple, but it started with one basic thought. Why wait until I'm an adult to write books for kids? I could just write one now. I have been reading books since I was 2. I was a very, very early reader. At ages 2 and 3, I was reading Good Night, Construction Say, and Put Me in the Zoo, and Dogman, Lord of the Fleas. And also, those inspired me, by age 4, next year, to read harder books, like Plants vs. Zombies, Lawn of the Garden, and Wayside School is Falling Down. By age 5, I read every book in the Plants vs. Zombies series by Paul Tobin and the Bad Kitty series by Dick Burrell. I loved reading since I was little, and knew that I had fiction stories to tell too. So, what the heck was next for me? Due to the pandemic, when I was finishing up pre-K, I came up with the idea of Papaya Man, and my mom and I, we made a comic book called Super Papaya Man of the character. And that was when he was alive.
Wow. That's crazy. So tell us, who is Papaya Man?
Well, Papaya Man is an ordinary 7th grader now. At the end of the book, he's a 7th grader. But in the beginning and like middle and everywhere, he's a 6th grader who seems ordinary, but no, he has a secret. His friend Chris, he comes over and he dares him to eat a rotten papaya. But what he doesn't know, that it has some certain liquid thing in it. It's a chemical that his worst enemy Parker made, a 300-year-old scientist rapidly aged to be 16 years old, in high school, well, during high schools, not in high school.
Uh-huh.
He put something in the papaya that accidentally gave Mark superpowers.
Wow.
After that, he broke some random stuff. And then after that, he assembles a team of ordinary 6th graders, or are they? His girlfriend Liz, and then the smart one Chris, and then the strong one Chris, and then the smart one Max, and then the face of bravery, his girlfriend Liz.
Wow.
To beat Parker once and for all. Well, at the end of the book, if you do beat him, then is he beaten? In this book, all the choices you make are transferred from your brain to Mark's brain.
Okay. All right. How did you keep... So we've had authors of Choose Your Own Adventure books on here in the past, and I'm always amazed at how they can keep the story straight as it's going off into different directions depending on what the reader chooses. Did you have a method to keep your story straight?
Oh, well, keeping my story straight... Well, I had the outline.
Ah, okay.
I mean, I think that every story needs an outline because outlines are very, very important.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because here, we've had hundreds, if not over 1,000 authors on the podcast, and everybody has their own little style and method to write. Many of them do, like you'd like to outline. And I think that that's a great way to make sure that you have everything straight. How many different versions of the story have you been able to do the math to think about? If a person reads this book multiple times and makes every choice, how many different stories can they experience?
About 15.
About 15. That's incredible. Now, I have to ask you, you mentioned, why should I wait until I'm an adult to write a kid's book? I'm a kid already. But taking on the challenge to write a choose your own adventure, it's even more challenging. Why did you choose to jump in publishing in this method?
Well, this is also kind of a long story. I decided to jump into publishing because it is inspiration.
Inspiration?
Inspiration is really, really important.
Uh-huh.
And my inspiration was that one phrase that I mentioned. Right before I was about to turn 8, at age 7, I decided to make my dream reality. And I was thinking this in my sleep, hot summer night, set the stage, and then thinking, imagine a thought bubble, saying, can I put Papaya Man into a real dream? Can my dream become reality?
Uh-huh. And it did.
Yep.
Yeah. That's it really is incredible. Man, oh man. Who inspires you the most?
Well, my mom inspires me a lot, and she also gives me tips. And then also there are my cousins, of course. My cousins they actually inspire all of my characters.
Okay, so your characters are based on your cousins?
Yes.
Wow.
There's
Go ahead.
Chris, of course. Chris, the strong one, is inspired by Christos, which is also very strong. And then Max, the smart one, is also inspired by Steos, which is also very smart.
All right.
And there's also one called Typhoon, which is like a 4-inch shoal of water. And he's really cute, inspired by my cousin Dio. He's also very cute. And then the brave one, Liz, Mark's girlfriend, is inspired by my cousin Annie, who's also very brave and does taekwondo, like Liz. And then there's the evil genius, Parker, who is inspired by Leo, who's the villain.
All right.
The characters are based on real kids, and that's why it's relatable.
Yeah. And are any of the characters inspired by you?
Well, Marcus.
Okay.
Because he's a gamer and a drummer and everything related to me.
All right. You and I share something in common. I was a drummer too when I was a young guy your age. What kind of music do you like to play?
I like to play rock music and funky grooves and everything in between.
Okay. And you said you were in 2 bands.
Yeah, I am. Well, Right now I'm in one band, and then I was in another band.
Okay. All right. And have you published any music yet? There any music online that we can find?
I am on Spotify and Apple Music and everywhere you can find any music.
Okay. And what's the name that we should search when we're on Spotify?
DJ Beeswax.
DJ Beeswax. I like that. You are a very inventive young man. I just love it.
Thanks.
Yeah. What are you hoping to do in the future? What are your dreams for the future?
Well, of course, we're getting a second book, which is what I'm, of course, going to do. And then there's also, even better, I have also assembled some new kids for the ride.
Oh, cool. Do you hope that someday Papaya Man will become a cartoon and animated series?
Oh, of course I do. I know that's going to be a movie one day.
Yeah. That would be pretty exciting, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. Are you working on a second book yet?
Yep. And as I was saying, I have a lot of new kids to work with me. So I have another 9-year-old co-author, as I have mentioned, Annie, who inspired Liz, and she works with me in the book on weekends.
Oh, super.
And then I also have, for the first time ever, 2 kid illustrators, my friends Kenji and Jay, and they will draw the pictures because they're amazing artists. And by the way, my mom let me say the following way better than what my mom can draw Microsoft Paint, which is what she did the first time.
Well, I won't tell your mom. I don't want her to get mad at you.
Okay. Well, she said I could.
Okay. That's great. Well, we should tell everybody where they can go to find out more about Papaya Man Robot Blitz and find out more about you. Is the book available on Amazon or any bookstores?
Yep. It's available on Amazon and then also Barnes & Noble, Village Crossing, Barnes & Noble, Old Orchard, Bookends and Beginnings. And then once me and Annie, we went all over Evanston looking for people to get flyers for my book and pass them out. And everywhere we went, they said yes.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, you are an amazing young man, very inspirational. What advice would you give if there's another kid out there listening to this show with his parents? Maybe they're on their way to school and the kid is sitting there saying, I want to write my own book. What should they do?
Okay, hello there, Mr. I Am a Kid. And I want to give you some advice, whoever the heck is listening. It takes a lot of work. Like for me, it took a year to make the book. So it takes patience, work, and ideating. I like that word.
Yeah, that's a good word.
And eventually, you're going to end up with a pretty amazing book.
That's fantastic. Do you have a website that people can go to find out a little bit more about you and your work?
Yep, I sure do. RenStylian.com.
RenStylian.com. My friend, I've had a blast chatting with you. We want everybody to check out Papaya Man Robot Blitz on RenStylian.com. And
plus,
go ahead.
A couple more things too. Number one, I'm on Instagram and Facebook. I work hard a lot on there. Plus, I donate most of my book profits to charities.
Do you? What's your favorite charity?
It's either Right Way Animal Shelter, which is where I donate my money to dogs and cats and these are very cute or not cute at all. I don't care. Or Gamers Outreach, which is a bit uncommon, but Gamers Outreach gives video games to people in hospitals, which I love video games and feel pretty bad. Plus, I have a big community and I donate some of my money to charities in my community too.
Well, that's really wonderful. What an impressive young man you are. I don't know if we gave the people your social media handles. If they want to find you on Instagram or Facebook, what should they search for?
Oh, just search for Ren Stylian.
Ren Stylian. All right. All right. My friend, I want to thank you for spending time with us here on Reading with Your Kids.
You're welcome. It was really fun.
Are you looking for a creative way to bond with your kids? Let me tell you all about Drawing with Your Kids, the ultimate destination for artistic adventures. Join us as we dive into the wonderful world of children's books with renowned illustrators guiding you step by step. From beloved characters to whimsical scenes, unleash your imagination and create cherished memories together. Whether you're a seasoned artist or just picking up a pencil, there's something for everyone at Drawing with Your Kids. Please visit our website, readingwithyourkids.com, and click on the Drawing with Your Kids link at the top of the page and let the creativity flow. Drawing with Your Kids, where every stroke brings stories to life. We are recording this interview Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, early in the morning out in LA, where our guest is. He's here to celebrate his brand new picture book. It's called Jeddies Teddy. Please welcome to the show, Jed Bernard. My friend, what a great name.
Yeah, indeed. What brilliant name indeed, Jed. Yes, indeed. Thanks for having me on, and happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, too. This could be very, well, you have a very distinctive voice, so I don't think people are going to confuse us at all, but we'll just be talking Jed to Jed during this conversation.
Sounds good. All right, yeah.
Tell us about Jeddies Teddy, please.
Well, so this book has been in my mind for quite some time, and I decided to go ahead and pull the trigger and get it going. And I wrote it in July of this year, and I went ahead and hired a wonderful illustrator to go ahead and make the picture book as well. And lo and behold, it is ready. I dropped it on October 11th on Amazon, and it is a true story about me as a child getting my teddy bear when on the eve of my 4th birthday. So true story. This is my teddy bear. This is Tommy Teddy Bear. He's 43. He looks great. And, yep, I made sure my illustrator would be spot on with the aesthetics of my teddy bear. So he looks just like he does now, you know what I mean, in the book. So, yeah.
That's wonderful. And he looks quite dapper too.
You know, he is an actor sometimes, I suppose, and he moisturizes a lot. But yeah, I mean, I've had him in my closet, my parents' closet for about 30 years, and I went a couple of years back to my parents' house, and they said, Jed, it's time for you to clean out all your old stuff out of the closet. We want to put our stuff in there now. So lo and behold, I found he was just sitting in the corner of one of my top shelves in my closet. I'm like, I got to bring him back to L.A. So he's been with me for about 7 years here in Los Angeles, and yep, he's my boy. He's my best friend still to this day. Yeah,
that's awesome. It's amazing how attached kids can be to their stuffed animal.
Absolutely. And I feel that, you know, for me, I was kind of a loner as a child. I had a speech impediment. I couldn't say my ahs or my eths. So I was kind of alone a lot. And once I got my Tommy Teddy Bear, he was my best friend. And being able to have imagination, using imagination, the concept of imagination is for kids these days now is a little different because of the internet, you know, iPads, iPhones, all that, all those tablets and stuff. But for me, being an 80s kid, this guy, I went on a lot of adventures with him. And with books as well, you can use your imagination as a child, and you can go anywhere you want with them. And books help with that. Yeah. And so do stuffed animals, in my opinion. Yeah.
You know, it's interesting. You're right. Kids today, because of technology, which can be wonderful. I mean, here we're 3,000 miles away. We're on different sides of the continent. We're able to see and talk to each other. So technology in that sense is wonderful. But it has taken away some of the need to be creative for little kids. You know, kids don't get bored these days. They have all these flashy things, and boredom is a place where a lot of great ideas are born.
Yeah, 100%. I couldn't agree more. I feel that, you know, even as adults now, we're inundated with all this stuff with the social media and, you know, tablets, all that stuff. Kids even more so, too, especially if they're going to school and they're learning stuff on their tablets and whatnot. And that quiet time, that stillness is something sacred, I think. I'm not a child right now, but I do value my quiet time, and with books and story time with parents reading. That's an amazing time for kids to kind of get grounded and focus on books and their imagination, you know, and let that run free and wild. Yeah. You know, it's important.
It's very, very important. I didn't mention the fact that Jed is a well-known actor, television and movies, and so becoming a children's author, this is a different type of storytelling. Was it difficult for you transitioning from telling stories through acting to telling stories through the written word?
That's a great question. For me, I have more control with writing my story versus being part of a TV show that's on a network where, you know, I show up and I'm in hair and makeup and I got to read the script, and my lines just got changed last minute, so I have to memorize these right now. And, you know, I might be a mean character where I'm a bad guy. So that might be bad for people seeing me in a bad, scary, you know, character. For this, as a writing, I was able to control my narrative and control what I wanted to put out there to the world, and it being a true story and having a good, positive, you know, concept, and takeaway for people. That's what I wanted to do, and I really enjoyed being a writer because writing this, I had that control, and I could control the narrative and share my story my true story with my teddy bear to the world, with my control, not having to worry about network approval or director's approval or, writer's approval or whatnot. It's mine, and it's really special. So I'm proud of it, and I'm really happy that people can read my story and it can bring joy to them as well.
That's wonderful. Yeah, that whole idea of control, being in control. I've made a living doing educational magic shows for 35 years, and occasionally I've been invited to, be part of a troupe or a team, and that's wonderful, but it's not quite the same as just being able to get out there on stage or behind a keyboard and just be in control of everything, or at least most of everything.
As they say, what's too many cooks in the kitchen? Mm-hmm. I'm sure a lot of people are going to, experience that today, considering it's Thanksgiving as well. But yeah, when there's so many collaborators and stuff, sometimes what your goal is might get distilled down or might be compromised, So yeah, like you said, it's important, to if you can control your own stuff, like your own book or your own magic show without any other collaborators, that's awesome. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Tell me, when you were young, were there any favorite books that you and Teddy would read together?
Yeah, like I remember as a child, Where the Wild Things Are was one of the classics, that was spectacular as a kid because, I'm in my 40s, so, I have to remember when I was a kid, but some of the happiest times, in my childhood was in my bed when my parents read to me, because in my bed, that was the safe place. That's where I could sleep, I could dream. I had Tommy next to me, and my parents would read me a story where I could just hear them. And if I didn't know what a word was, I would ask them, what does that word mean? And they would, explain it to me. So I would learn vocabulary words more so, with their help, more so than, through school sometimes. And I just felt that, yeah, as a kid, your bed is a sacred place, and what a great place to read books and stuff. So to answer your question, Where the Wild Things Are, was really a very spectacular one, in the Dr. Seuss books as well. But I think that Where the Wild Things Are was really, really resonated with me as a child, because I felt like I was that wild kid. And I felt, God, wouldn't that be nice for me to just run and go to the forest and be by myself, and not have to worry about parents and be wild with all these wonderful creatures, and that's where the imagination started. It kind of planted the seed for me as a child to think about, oh wow, I can teleport myself to a whole different reality with imagination and with the help of books, So yeah, that was my favorite book as a child, and yeah, but Jeddies Teddy's my favorite now. Yeah, sorry, I don't mean to plug, but yeah. Anyway.
Well, it's interesting that you had these beautiful memories and of bonding with your parents. And, one of the things we talk about is if you read to your kids 15 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, every day, that by the time they get to kindergarten, they will have heard over 800,000 more words than their peers who weren't read to. And what a gift that is. Now, as the author of Jeddies Teddy, there are going to be families, there are going to be kids snuggled up in their beds or cuddled up with their parents on the couch reading your story. Have you taken the time to think about that yet?
I have. In fact, just this last weekend, I went to a family function, and I gave one of my cousins, his daughter, she's 3, and I gave her a signed copy to her, and she jumped for joy, and I almost started crying, tears of joy, like, oh my God, like this little kid is so happy because I gifted her, my story, and like, oh my God, the feeling of just happiness and gratitude, being thankful for that, and being able to give that to seeing a kid smile and laugh and be happy about a book that I wrote is like, oh my God, wow, it's like a chicken noodle soup for the soul in a way, you know what I mean? But yeah, it brings me joy. Like I've had a couple of crazy near-death experiences with car accidents and whatnot, and I tell you, life is very short, and we are so lucky to be able to be alive every day. We can breathe and read and see, and this book is important because I wanted to get that out there for the world to see, and for me to share a little bit of my soul with people, with parents and kids. And God, if it can make them put a smile on a kid's face with the story that I wrote, it's priceless right there. You know what I mean? It's just, It's really special.
That's awesome. You mentioned earlier that you had a speech impediment, as I did, and a lot of times people tell me, like, wow, you went from that, now you're talking all the time, you're on stage doing podcasts. What about you? You'd imagine a lot of folks with speech impediments, the last thing they want to do is to get out in front of people and speak, even if they've recovered from it. What do you think was it that motivated you to get into performing and being on stage?
Well, I grew up on a walnut ranch up in Northern California, and my backyard was like 100 acres of walnuts. So I had these rows and rows of walnuts to use my imagination with pretending I'm playing a soldier right now. I got to run and hide behind a tree because the bad guys are going to get me, or I got to run away from the werewolf. So I had all these imaginative scenarios that I played out as a child, and going through speech class and handling my speech impediment. I gained, with the help of my teachers, thank you teachers for helping me, gave me the confidence to say, hey, I have a voice and I have something to say. Mm-hmm. And I just felt that, as a kid, the older I got, the more I really loved, all the Star Wars, shows and Indiana Jones. And, as a kid, I knew, God, I want to be an actor. I want to be a storyteller. I want to share stories with people. I want to entertain people because I felt so good. I felt so happy, being entertained, watching TV shows and movies and whatnot as a child. I felt, how awesome would that be for me as an adult to entertain people as well, like how I felt as a kid. Mm-hmm. So I just felt that, I overcame a lot of obstacles as a child. And, with the help of teachers, I tell you, teachers are the best because they can really, they're mentors. I was fortunate enough to have two wonderful parents, raising me as well. But, parents are parents, but when there's a third party that sees you and sees your talent and wants to nurture your talent to help you become the best version of yourself, like that's priceless, So, so thumbs up to all the teachers out there watching this. So they're so helpful and so important to children, in my opinion. Yeah.
Was there one teacher in particular that you remember that really made an impact on your life?
Oh gosh. I think, there are, I think Miss Wolf, was, she got married, Miss Husner, once she got married. She was my third grade teacher, and she was also a music teacher as well. And I played the piano. My parents made me play the piano, and she helped me get my singing down. And she was kind of like my voice teacher. And she helped me learn how to sing properly, which also boosted my confidence because I could carry a tune and I could sing all the classics from the 60s that my parents, like the Beatles and all that. And a lot of my peers really, thought that was neat that I was able to go up to, for the Wilson School talent show and sing. That really made me feel kind of like a celebrity in a way in my grade school.
Uh-huh.
That makes sense. And that just, helped feed my desire to entertain people more and more. And then, lo and behold, here I am now.
Oh, yeah. It's interesting. I remember my third grade teacher, Mrs. Watanabe. They took us to the Arnold Arboretum here in Boston in the spring, and me and my buddies were running through the bushes and the flowers and everything. And I came out. I didn't realize that I had hay fever, and I came out of the bushes, and my eyes were all blown up, and they were running. And she saw me looking like a monster, and she started screaming and running away.
Oh no! Oh boy! Oh boy! She saved you though. Did she save you?
She did take care of me after she stopped being afraid of me.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, yeah, that's funny.
You know, one of the things that I hear from parents is that, oh, my kid, they want me to read this book the 500th time. And you know, we just had a guest on talking about how important that is. And one of the things I say to parents is, you read the book, but you don't have to read it the same way 500 times. You can do the voices and you talk, you know, do it in a sad voice one way and an excited voice another way. Can you talk a little bit about how parents might be able to put a little bit more, become a little bit more animated as they're reading stories?
Oh, yeah. So it's important. Voices. You have your voice, I have my voice. And it's important, as we see with cartoons and everything else, you know, growing up watching Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, all the Looney Tunes characters, you know, Tom and Jerry, all them, they all have the distinctive, unique voices. And I think it's important for sure for, there's 4 different characters in my particular book. But yeah, if parents can change it up, maybe making the voices, you know, higher pitch for Tommy, maybe, you know, lower pitch, you know, as like for the father character, or, you know, higher pitch for the mother character. I mean, it's important to change it up, because when kids, obviously, when they hear that, they're going to notice a change. And especially if they're half asleep, it'll probably wake them back up and have them pay more attention to the actual story, and then even help get their imaginative, you know, process going even more so, because, oh wow, I never thought this particular character could speak like this, you know, like even doing a character with a different accent, maybe with an English accent, or maybe even an Italian accent. It doesn't matter, hey, you know, or even a Bostonian accent, or you know, over there in the Boston Yard. I mean, why not change it up? You know, have fun with that, you know, as parents, you know, because you are entertaining your child and giving your child so much love just by giving them the attention by reading that book to them, you know, like that's priceless.
Yeah. I'm really happy that you said that, because it is true. Even when our kids are a little bit older and they tell us that they hate us and we're always making their life miserable and all that other stuff, the reality is that they love us and we are their first and most important teacher, and they want our attention. And for the most important person in their lives to put down everything and to take that 15, 20 minutes a day to sit down and read and dedicate themselves and shut off the phone and just be with the kids is so very important and empowering. Jed, what kind of conversations do you think families can have as they're reading Jeddies Teddy together?
Well, so, you know, this book is about me. On the eve of my 4th birthday, a couple days beforehand, I wound up getting the flu. I'm all clicked up because we ordered a piñata, and I was going to have a big party in the backyard with all my friends in the summertime for my 4th birthday party, but I wind up getting the flu, and it gets canceled for me, and it's the worst day of my life as a child. You know, here you have these high hopes and you know, the plans of having the best birthday ever, and then you can't do it because you're sick. Like, it was, you know, you're at the basement of your feelings. You just feel terrible, but yet you learn. Sometimes life throws you curveballs, and you gotta just adapt to it and roll with the punches. And no matter what, it's gonna be all right. And you know, my story is my mom and dad wound up giving me a teddy bear, you know, as a consolation prize on the eve of my birthday, because I couldn't go out and be with my friends because I'd probably get them all sick with the flu. So even though plans don't always go according, you know, to the way you want them to, you have to learn to adapt and understand it's going to be all right no matter what. So I think parents can talk to their kids about, how sometimes there's certain plans. Let's say, you want to go camping, but oh no, it's going to be raining, so you got to cancel the camping trip. So that's okay. You can go do something else. Maybe go bowling. Like no matter what, there's always gonna be, some hiccups in life, and that's okay. That's how life is. And the takeaway is, no matter what, it's going to be all right. And you just got to understand that. And it's not the end of the world. And, you can talk about, well, let's do something else instead. If we can't do this, then if we can't do A, let's do B or C or D, So I think it's a good conversation piece after reading this book with children on teaching them and understanding how, it's okay, if plans don't go the way you want them to. It's going to be all right. You got to go with the punches.
Such an important lesson that being able to be resilient and bounce back and, don't give up. And I love that. That is a really important message and lesson for kids. Jed, we should tell everybody where they can go to find out more about you and find out more about Jeddies Teddy.
Awesome. Okay. Well, so Jeddies Teddy is available on Amazon, in the paperback as well as Kindle. And, and then I have the link on my Instagram, which is, at Jed_Bernard. I also have my acting stuff there as well, but I have a link to, you folks can double click and check out the book, through Instagram. I'm also on Twitter, but I don't really utilize that often. I think it's Jed Bernard as well. But, and then if you want to see any acting stuff, you can go on IMDb and look for Jed Bernard and you'll find me. Yeah.
Awesome. We've had a great time speaking to the author of Jeddies Teddy. It's a debut picture book from our guest, Jed Bernard. Jed and Tommy, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you so much, and happy Thanksgiving. And thanks for bringing me on.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Reading with Your Kids, where real magic happens every time a child opens a book with somebody they love. If you had a good time today, please be sure to share this episode with your friends and leave a 5-star review. It really helps us reach more magical families like yours. And hey, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a moment of the show. I want to thank the folks who made today's show so wonderful, starting with our guests, Latifah, Kimberly Reed, Lisa Hart, and Mark Larson, the creators of Animals Are Great. Ren Stylian, the 9-year-old author of Papaya Man Robot Blitz, the middle grade choose-your-own adventure. And of course, we want to thank Jed Bernard for joining us back in November, Thanksgiving 2024. We want to celebrate his book is coming out again. I want to thank my amazing team, Fatima Khan, Chris Doherty, El Glassman, Dante Greco. I want to thank my beautiful wife for all the support they gave us, but most of all, we all want to thank you. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. And thank you so very, very much for helping to make the world a better place. You do that every time you read with your kids. I'll be looking for you in the next episode of Reading with Your Kids.